Hey everyone, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my last September perfume tray update. So this is going to be a perfume diaries video. And in these videos, I just blabber and blabber about fragrances. So I talk about old fragrances, oldies but goodies, new fragrances, fragrances that I am currently testing out. And I just give you guys an update. So these are the fragrances that I have been wearing for the second half of September. And with that said, if you are interested in the fragrances that I wore for September, just keep on watching. So I have my fragrances here in my little tray that I have been loving so much that I got from Target for like $3. I have a few fragrances to update you guys on, and in these videos I usually let you guys know if I have any declutters, if I am loving a fragrance, if I'm not feeling a fragrance so much. It's literally like my perfume diary and I like to share it with you guys. So today we're going to get into, I have like about 10 fragrances. For today's video I do have a declutter. Yeah, that's going to be a declutter. Okay, so I was just making sure because I tried it the other day and it totally was not what I tried the first time that I tried it. So that's why I like to let you guys know updates and my first impressions versus what I'm feeling about the fragrance now. So I am going to be getting rid of a travel size. This isn't a bad fragrance, but I know myself and I'm not going to wear this. This is not the type of fragrance that makes me feel pretty, that makes me feel confident. I loved it the first time I smelled it, but since then something is coming through, and this is Brown Girl Jane and this is Carousel. I don't know what it is. Let me look at the notes because it's kind of smelling like a mix of like patchouli and maybe like black currant or something in here. I already forgot the notes in here. Black currant, that's what it is. So there's no patchouli in here and there is cherry in the base, and I was so excited about this one. It's turning into a no for me. The leather is really coming through. There is cherry in the base of this fragrance, which I didn't really pick up in the beginning, but now I'm kind of picking it up. And the black currant, I'm not really picking up like the apple, the spun sugar. I'm sure that that's giving the fragrance like a sweetness, but I'm getting just a very black currant heavy, which usually reminds me of like a syrupy type of perfume. It's a little thick for me. And then adding the cherry on top of that, which already cherry can have like a medicinal vibe to it. And then there is leather in here, which is also adding like another side to this that I am just not feeling. Now I will say this smells like it's going to be a good performer. This smells like it's going to be a fragrance that's going to stick around, that's going to project. The performance feels really nice on this one. I can't, especially today that I'm kind of I already have a headache because I went to my orthodontist, and every time that they just pull and tug and all that in my mouth, I have a headache for like the rest of the day. But yeah, this is just not for me. It's not a bad fragrance. It doesn't stink or anything. It's just not my preference in perfumes. This is kind of like very girly and flirty, but it does have a little bit more of like a sexiness and a grown vibe to it. So you're getting the sweetness and all of those nice notes that they are kind of showing with this fragrance, like cotton candy and sugar and that type of thing. You do get a sweetness, but the leather and the cherry in the base really kind of elevate it to a level that I know most people are going to really like, but this is just not for me. It just turned out to be something I don't enjoy, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because I feel like the notes are really getting thicker and stronger in this one, so the quality feels really good. Just not for me. So this one in the future is going to be in a Mercari sale. Yeah, this one's going to be leaving my collection, and surprisingly, I don't want to say that this is going to be a declutter yet. And you guys are going to kill me. You're going to kill me. You're going to be like, Amy, what the heck is wrong with you? But I don't like to hoard things. So I am the type of person that if there's a limited edition fragrance that you cannot find anywhere and I'm just not enjoying it, I'll sell it. I don't care. And I'm not going to sell it for like $300-400 like other people do. But I don't know how I feel about this one. I loved this one for years and I put it on my tray and I wore it a few times, and every time I wore it, the performance is amazing. My clothing that I put this on with will smell for a whole week. If I have it, let's say I put on like a sweater and I want to hang that sweater up in my closet, I will smell that for a very long time. So I don't want to say I'm going to declutter. I'm just saying that there may be a possibility because I'm just not enjoying it like I used to. And this is Giorgio Armani. See Fiori. I know. I'll probably just keep it around, but for some reason, when I smell it right now, to me, it reminds me of like a very flirtatious woman, and she has sexiness to her, but she's also a little playful. That's just kind of what this makes me think of. I don't know, you guys. I don't know how I'm feeling about C Fiori lately. Like, I don't know if to just keep it there and try it again. I don't like to make things up. I can't do it. I have to be real. So that's why these perfume diaries, you might see a lot of ups and downs, a lot of opinion changes, but that's just how it is in fragrance. So this month, I just wasn't as obsessed with this one as I am usually, but C Fiori has been discontinued. It's no longer available, but to me, it was one of the most beautiful ones released from that line. It just brought in such like girly vibes. The other C fragrances on their line to me are very sexy. They remind me of like wine, and they're very just like dark red lip type of fragrances for winter time when you're wearing like a jacket. It smells expensive, it smells luxurious. That's usually what the C line makes me think of. And when this one came out, to me it was more like the younger sister. She's already grown up, but she's playful and flirty and fun, but she still smells sexy, and it's fluffy and pink and all of the girly things. That's what C Fiori is. And it's also a very creamy fragrance. So the other fragrances are very woody, not as creamy, not as smooth. This one is smooth and creamy. It almost makes you think of like a strawberry milkshake of how pink and creamy it is. I have to think it through before I make that choice, but it just wasn't hitting like it used to. That's pretty much the only thing that I can say about C Fiori, but it is a beautiful fragrance, very, very feminine, and the performance is amazing. Next up in my perfume diaries, I have an empty. So I went through an entire fragrance this month. I'm going to be doing a video very soon of all of the fragrances that I have emptied out in the past. So this month we have an empty, and this one is Sabrina Carpenter's Sweet Tooth. This is a very affordable fragrance, and you can find it at Walmart. You can also find it at FragranceNet. That's where I've seen it, and it's like 20 bucks. Very affordable, and it's just a very sweet, I would say vanilla, but there is a woody side to this. And to be honest, I don't remember if I have said this in the past, but this reminds me so much. It's actually in my bathroom, so I don't have it here with me right now, but it reminds me so much of Bath & Body Works Warm Vanilla Sugar. I might have said that to you guys in the past, but I really don't remember. But if you are a warm vanilla sugar girl, or you were a warm vanilla sugar girl back in the day, this is pretty much that scent. It belongs in that scent family. It reminds me of it. I layer them together. I put on the lotion, the body mist, and then I put this on. This fragrance, I will say, I don't know if I pick up all of those sweet notes that are listed for this fragrance. Now that it's been sitting with time, I know that the main accords are sweet, vanilla, powdery, and warm spicy, and I will say that the powdery in here is kind of what I pick up first, along with some sweetness and vanilla. I don't know if I can say that I pick up marshmallow and chocolate. Like, I wouldn't tell you that this smells like a chocolate bar or like super gourmand. It's somewhere in the middle of being a little gourmand and also being a little woody, powdery, perfumey. So it is a very nice mix. If you are thinking that this is going to literally smell like a bar of chocolate, that's not it. But there is notes of marshmallow, there's chocolate, there's candied ginger in here, which I kind of can pick up along with bergamot in the opening. And then there is Madagascar vanilla, coconut milk. There's also jasmine, which I don't pick up a heavy jasmine at all. And then in the base, there's whipped cream, sugar, musk, and cashmere wood, which if I think about it, I would probably take out most of the notes. And I would say that this smells like a combination of the base notes. So there is a creaminess from the whipped cream. There is a sugary aspect from the sugar, which makes it sweet. But then I'm really getting that cashmere wood and the musk. So I wouldn't classify this as a super marshmallowy scent or super chocolatey. The chocolate is in there, but it's not the main thing that I pick up. But I love wearing this one for bedtime. I love wearing it after I take a shower in the evening. Sorry that I keep opening it and smelling it, but it's completely empty. We're done with this one. I would say the performance, of course, is not going to be out of this world. It's a $20 perfume, so I'm not gonna hold that against it, but it does smell really, really nice. nice. I love it for being home, for lounging around, for relaxing, for going to do groceries, running errands, that type of thing. Like a everyday sweet, yummy type of perfume. So really nice, and I definitely do recommend it. Do I think that I will repurchase? Not really, because I have other fragrances in this same scent family and there's constantly so many new releases. So I don't think that this is like a must-have for life for me, but it was very nice. I finished it up, so that says a lot, and I definitely recommend it. Really, really nice fragrance. Next up, we have two fragrances that I want to talk about. So I put Burberry Her on my tray, and I will say I didn't wear it as much. I think I only wore it one time, but it smells so freaking good. I'm not too sure why I didn't pick it up. I think I was just focusing more on a few other ones that I kept wearing over and over. This to me is just a fluffy, powdery, super girly and pretty scent. It's strawberry. I believe there's a bunch of fruits in this fragrance, but it's like a strawberry scent, playful and fun. It's not super serious or super sexy or anything like that. It's not super deep. It's more of like a powdery, girly, fluffy scent. I love it. I mean, it is halfway done. I just didn't really reach for it too much this month, but I love this. It lasts a good while on me, and I have had flankers of this perfume, but I ended up just staying with the original, and the other ones ended up leaving my collection. I would say this one is like a fragrance that you can wear year round. It can be a signature scent. I can definitely see this as like a fragrance to wear to work or as your signature scent. I do really like it. It's fluffy, it's a little powdery, and I had the elixir, and the elixir just started getting syrupy to me, and I kind of went back and forth with that one, but this one has pretty much always been a love. Burberry Her is one that I definitely recommend and I absolutely love. So the 7 Virtues recently sent over their candied lychee perfume, and I immediately, when I sprayed this fragrance, I kept thinking like, I've smelled this before. This reminds me kind of like, I thought it would be like Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar or Sparkling Sugar. Ooh, this is okay. This reminds me a lot of Burberry Her. I will be honest and say that I did not reach for this a crazy amount this month. I wore it maybe 2 or 3 times, and I love, again, we're going with like a theme for this video so far, super duper girly and flirty, just like the Burberry Her. They're very similar. Now, if the powderiness in this one bothers you, if you don't like how fluffy it is, how powdery it is, you would probably really love candied lychee, because I don't really pick up a lot of powderiness in here. So when you look up candied lychee on Sephora or on their website, you will see that they only list lychee. I should say lychee because the way that it's spelled, I think it's meant to be lychee, peony, and vanilla. I pick up so much on the lychee and the peony mixed together. So I will say this, for this being a clean fragrance, the first times that I got it, I was like, they're claiming that this lasts 24 hours. And I was just like, okay, that's a little bit too much. I don't think it's going to be that long lasting, but I have been noticing that the longer this has been sitting in my collection, this is getting strong for it being a clean fragrance. This fragrance, like, it smells, if I was to do a bunch of sprays of this, I would definitely give myself a headache for sure, because it's strong. You only need a few sprays of this and you can definitely smell it. And I don't know why I feel like I pick up a rose in here. I don't know if it's the mix of the lychee with the peony that's making me think of rose, and I think I told you guys that before too. But I am gonna go on the website and I'm going to read, because I know that when I received the mailer for this, it also said that it had a jelly bean note. I'm gonna read the fragrance description. Indulge in a burst of sweet joy with candied lychee, sugared pink lychee, and juicy orange, balanced by a peony heart note, geranium oil from Egypt, a gourmand vanilla, and crystal amber base. But where is the jelly bean? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, some places say that there's jelly bean, but I haven't really, I don't know, I'm not too sure. I know that it does smell very sweet, like candy. I am getting the peony, I'm getting the lychee for sure. I'm getting, I don't know if I get like vanilla, because I feel like everything else is very powerful, so I don't really smell vanilla in here. I'm sure maybe towards the dry down you will start noticing that more, but they describe it as positive vibes, feeling flirty and boosting energy. And I swear that's literally what this fragrance is. It's like that one person, let's say at your job or somewhere that you go every day, and this one person is just always super bubbly, always in a good mood, always cheerful, pretty and girly, and they're just always just on top of things and very energetic and full of life. And I feel like that is what this is. It's a very, very feminine fragrance. Between Burberry Her and Candied Lychee, if I had to choose, I would say that I would still probably go with Burberry Her, but I do want to get to know this one better because the performance is getting better and better, and it's a clean fragrance. So it's kind of like we're making progress in the clean fragrance world, so you can wear fragrance kind of like worry free, and the performance is very good in this one. So I definitely recommend it, but I'm going to put it away until like springtime, maybe, we'll see. But very girly, really, really flirty and fun. Now let's get into more of like fall appropriate scents that I had on my tray. You guys, this first one, again, this is another discontinued fragrance. I just wanted to give it some use because I rarely pick this one up, and I'm probably going to bring this one out again maybe like around November, December, because it just fits that time of the year, like for the cold weather. This is Lancôme La Nuit Trésor à la Folie. This fragrance right here, I mean, what do you think of when you look at this bottle? Because the first thing I think of is that's going to be a sexy, dark, mysterious scent. And that's exactly what this is. Sexy. This is so sexy and dark. My husband goes crazy over this perfume. He freaking loves this perfume. Like, he says that it's like almost irresistible. It's deep, it's dark, it's seductive, it's nutty, it's so good, and I've had it sitting for years. So this is like liquid gold to me. It's such a nice like date night, deep, sexy vibes, and it's perfect for fall and winter. And I do use it sparingly. I think I was able to find it on FragranceNet, so I think you can still find this one. I'm going to link it in the description box if it's still available, if I could find it. For fall time, you guys remember when I got Narciso Rodriguez, the one that everyone kind of like raves about, that it's like a date night fragrance, sexy. I forgot the name of it. Something rose for her, musk rose something. I don't remember the name. I couldn't wear that one. I didn't like it, but this is kind of like that fragrance. But for the ones that didn't like it, this is like what I wanted that one to be. It has that deep, dark sexiness without it being too much, without it being like Tom Ford. I'm having like major brain farts today. Just my mind is not here. Oh my god, you guys, what the heck? What is that fragrance called? Tom Ford, one that is just like way too much for me that I have never been able to wear. I'm gonna put pictures on the screen. I feel like this can be long with those types of fragrances, but this one is smoother, is refined. It's just perfection. The quality of this, I love it. And I use it very slowly, like I said, because I think after a while it is going to be a little harder to find. But if you're not all about that girly, flirty vibes that I was just talking about previously, this one is sexy, deep, seductive, just everything. So good. This one has a lot of notes. There's tonka bean in here, there's nutmeg, patchouli, woody notes, bourbon, vanilla, pear, pink pepper, violet, peony. There's just so many like different types of notes, and honestly I can't sit here and describe the fragrance and tell you what I pick up, but I will say I did mention nuttiness, so I will say I pick up on the nutmeg, the tonka bean, the vanilla for sure. It is so beautiful. The woody notes, I feel like the top notes probably just kind of go away as soon as you spray it by this point because I've had it sitting for so long. And the performance, this will last you all day, all evening, all night. When I wear it to bed, I will wake up in the morning and I'll still smell it like if I just sprayed it. So one of my top performing fragrances. Next up, we have the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods. I actually wore this one a couple times and I am enjoying it a lot. It is such a sweet treat. This is like going to the fair during fall and asking for a candied apple, like a caramel apple. It's so sweet and woody and vanilla at the same time, and I do pick up on that pear. I don't really pick up on a lot of rose with this one. It's mainly like a caramelized pear. It is very similar to Swiss Arabian Casablanca, and there's another one. I'm going to also put them on the screen. If you have those, you might not need this. and vice versa if you don't like having too much of the same thing. If you already have Casablanca, I'm pretty sure that you don't need Vanilla Woods, but they're very, very similar. They can be like sisters. This to me is just perfect for fall time, and I feel like this fall I'm really gonna enjoy this one. The longevity for this one I would say is moderate. It's not beast mode or anything like that. This is more close to the skin, whoever you allow close to you to smell you, but it is like a very seasonal scent for me. It just reminds me of fall. That's the time that I really enjoy this fragrance. All right, next up, this fragrance I have been wearing nonstop. I thought at first, I was like, wait, am I still liking this fragrance? Because the first time I sprayed it, maybe it was because I hadn't sprayed it in so long. But then once I started spraying it out, ooh, this is such a good one. This is like signature scent worthy. That's what this is. And this is Burberry Goddess. So I have really been enjoying Burberry Goddess this month. I wore it like 3-4 days in a row. I love how they created a scent where, yes, sometimes it kind of reminds me a little bit of Guerlain Mon Guerlain, but now that it's been sitting for a year, it's kind of turning into its own scent. Yes, the lavender is in there. Yes, there's a lot of vanilla. You can definitely kind of compare this to Mon Guerlain, but I feel like it's turning into its own thing. Like, she is sexy, very, very sexy and very chic. She's very chic. The lavender in here is not masculine. It's more of like a, not refreshing, but like a fresh lavender. It adds like this cool burst to the fragrance, but still has like a fall vibe to it. There is also cacao in here. I think I used to pick up the cacao more in the beginning. Now it's all about that lavender and the vanilla mixed together, and to me it just has this very sexy vibe to it while not trying too hard, and it's also very, very classy and very ladylike. I feel like you can wear this to work, you can wear it on a date, you can wear it pretty much anywhere. I wouldn't wear it like on an everyday basis, like to pick up my kids from school type of thing, because I feel like it's a little bit more elevated than that. But anything in the evening, anything where you're going to go out, where you're going to get dressed up and do your makeup and your hair, and you might go to have dinner or a date or something, she is that girl. It's really pretty. It's one that I think will always be in my collection because I feel like she's unique. They did a great job with Burberry Goddess. Longevity, we're still working on that, because when I first got it, the longevity was not the best. She has been getting better with the longevity. We're still not at like this type of level, but she's getting better with time. So I will say right now, it lasts me maybe like 4 to 5 hours. And then after that, it's very, very close to the skin, but beautiful. And I recommend it for fall and for winter so, so much. Next up, we have Fleur Vanilla Skin. This one, you guys, I still love it. This is a very woody vanilla. This has, I think it's Akigala wood or some type of wood that is pretty much oud. I didn't even know, honestly, until you guys started mentioning to me. This does not smell like other oud fragrances. It doesn't smell like a horse. It doesn't smell like a barn. It doesn't smell dirty or like that weird scent that you get from oud. This is very, very sexy. Woody, but the vanilla is in there. It's almost like a brown sugar, very deep vanilla extract. It's not like a cupcake vanilla. It's not super girly and edible and gourmand. It's not that type of vanilla. This is for those of you who are looking for a very sexy, like I want to eat her up, but not because she smells like a cake. She just smells very, very sexy and mysterious. This one is so good. And the body mist, I do pick up way more of that apple, I think it is, mixed with sugar. In the fragrance, the wood is definitely more prominent. Now we'll see how maybe they'll balance each other out with time, but I have been wearing this one a lot like in the evenings, and this one is such a good one for fall, and this lasts a very long time on me, as well as the fragrance mist. If you don't want to spend the money on the perfume, get yourself the mist for, I think it's like 20 something bucks for the little one. It lasts a good amount of time for it being a fragrance mist. I'm very happy with Vanilla Skin. This might make it into like my roundup for fall of the ones that I have been enjoying the most this fall season. I'm very excited to film that video. I've been kind of taking notes on the fragrances that have been really impressing me this fall, and I am going to bring you guys a video kind of doing like a roundup. So that is Vanilla Skin. And last but not least, because I have to go pick up my girls from school, I have Replica's Afternoon Delight. I have been wearing this one a bit. As you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit of a dent. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's starting to turn almost like a purple color. It's still clear, obviously, but it's starting to turn. It's not as clear as when I first got it. And this one, I think I'm gonna use this one for adding sweetness to other perfumes because I really like it. It's, oh, that smells good. But it's, ooh, it smells good because I just sprayed it in the same spot that I sprayed Burberry Her, and they smell really nice together in like a very weird way. But this has like a very sweet, powdery, almost doughy vibe to it. It has been getting much better. I liked it when I first got it, but this wasn't like an out of this world love, like, oh my god, this is a favorite. And I feel like it's still not that, but I like it. I do like having these types of scents. This reminds me of by Rosie Jane Dulce, where I like to use it, for example, to mix it in with my Killian Angel Share. Angel Share to me is missing a little bit of like a creaminess or a sweetness to round it out, and that's where I like to have fragrances like this. I don't need 5 or 6 of them, but having 1 or 2 is really nice. If you have a fragrance where you're like, I kind of wish this fragrance had a little bit more sweetness to it, make it more smooth, more rounded. So for example, if you have vanilla skin and this is like a super sexy type of perfume, but you want to wear it one day and you kind of want to make it a little bit sweeter, a little bit smooth and creamy, then you can go ahead and mix this with it. So that's probably what I'm going to be using Afternoon Delight for, but I like it, and I feel like it was such a polarizing scent. Some people absolutely hated it. Other people loved it. I was kind of like in the middle. I really liked it, but I wanted to give it some time because I already know with these types of scents. When I first got Dulce, it almost used to remind me of like egg yolks, just like Ellis Brooklyn vanilla milk. It kind of reminds me of like egg yolks, like when you're making flan, just something very, very thick. And now lately when I smell Dulce, it is amazing. It is irresistible. I could actually wear it on its own now because there's like this woodiness starting to come through, and I think that one has a little bit of chocolate. Perfection. So I feel like that's the same thing that's going to happen with Afternoon Delight. So I will keep this one in my collection and continue to test it to let you guys know how this is going. But so far, it is a strong like. I enjoy it, and I love the sweetness that it gives to other fragrances. So it's a really nice layering perfume. So that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below which one of these is your favorite. If you have some of these, how do you feel about them? Do you love them? Are they not working for you? Share your experience with us in the comment section. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.